Ladies and gentlemen, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of inspiration and realness. Also, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, personality, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and now the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself from his Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, Mr. Shenanigans himself, and the two-time Chilling 3000 2022 End of the Year Awards winner, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Episode 640 of the show. How's it going, everybody? June the 14th, 2023. Today's Flag Day. You can wear your flags, whether it be about your lifestyle, football team, or favorite sports team, or your favorite, or wave the flag of the United States of America, or a country that you're originated from, so that you remind people you haven't forgotten your roots, you haven't forgotten where you came from, and all that good stuff. It's Flag Day. Wave your flag, wave your flag, and represent. That's the cool thing. And so let's talk about what happened last night at NXT. Shall we? Can we do that? Because next week it starts. Time for a gold rush. That's next week. A little Power Ranger joke there. Anyways, it started off with a six-man tag match of Mustafa Ali, Tyler Bate, and the North American champ Wes Lee went up against Schism. And that will be the team of the Dyad. That will be Rip Fowler, Jagger Reed, and Joe Gacy with Ava Rain in their corner. And, well, now Schism was about to get the win, but the referee, the original referee who was blinded, didn't see the tag being made. But another referee, when he went to go for the 3 count, the other referee saw that tag was being made, and it stopped. Gorilla Monsoon always talking about having 2 referees during these type of matches. The other referee, I think Daryl Sharma was his name, he saw that. He saw that and said, hey, well, don't count the 3 yet. And he said, I think... Tyler Bate tagged himself in while Wes Lee was not the legal man. So, and because of that, the referee corrected himself, and then they made a 3 count, and Tyler Bate, Wes Lee, and Mustafa Ali won the match. So congratulations to them. Another referee, and I already mentioned that already. Drew Gulak and Charlie Dempsey got out Thea Hale's case, even though she won the women's battle royal, number 1 contender battle royal last night. So you gonna work on your moves? I'll work on my moves and everything. Via Hale, Duke Hudson interrupts and was behind, and then Hudson tries to leave a call to Andre Chase by leaving a message, but he says everything is gone. What was all along what Andre Chase wanted? You never know for sure. Bron Breakker then came out, looking snazzy in his suit. I mean, he's got a snazzy suit on. He dressed Seth freaking Rollins, the world heavyweight champion. So while that was going on, while that is going on, let me see if I can, okay, all right. So, jeez, hold up, folks. Now, I did not expect this to happen, so there we go. So, anyways, I'm trying to center it up so you can center it like it's on my leaning to the left, leaning to the right, whatever. So anyways, Bron Breakker said, where's Seth Rollins? He's calling him out. Ilya Dragunov tried coming out to go after him, but referees and officials said, hey, no, you got a match now, because he has a match against Baron Corbin, and it was a number 1 contenders match for the NXT title, where the winner next week will face, next week will face Carmella Hayes for the NXT title. So there's that. So, so they sent Dragunov to the back. Where's Rollins? Rollins was on the Tron, and he goes, I like your approach, I like your thinking and everything else, but, I kind of never thought I would say this, but challenge accepted. And everybody in that arena, NXT arena Orlando, went completely bonkers. They went completely nuts. So, next week, the World Heavyweight title. The WWE World Heavyweight title on the line as Seth freaking Rollins defends it against Bron Breakker, NXT's Gold Rush. This is probably going to be the most watched NXT episode ever. There'll be a lot of eyes on the superstars of NXT, and that's a huge thing. That is a huge deal. So that's what's going to happen next week. Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed the lovely Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke's one of my favorite ladies. And then she says she came back to NXT where it all began to, like the roots, and Cora Jade interrupts her, starts running her mouth. And Cora Jade slaps Dana Brooke. Why? Yeah, wise idea, Cora Jade. Yeah, there you go. Jeez. That's a big mistake, Cora Jade. I'm telling you. Big mistake. Girl, you don't know what you just did. And I'll tell you one thing. Because Dana Brooke is strong enough to rearrange your face, girl. Trust me on that. Anyways, so Lee, Bate, and Ali were in the locker room celebrating the victory. But here's the thing, he goes. Ali says, you guys should fight for the NXT North American title. Yeah, all right. But you know what? I'll guest referee the match. I'll special guest referee the match. And then West Bate goes, if you can make it happen, let's do it. Tyler Bate was on board. So this is going to be a very interesting situation because next week the North American title will be in the line in the Gold Rush match. In the part of the Gold Rush as Wesley defends against Tyler Bate with Mustafa Ali as the special guest referee. Thea Hale went one-on-one with Cora Jade, and then during the matchup, Dana Brooke appeared at ringside to keep an eye on things. But then Cora Jade was distracted by Dana Brooke, and Thea Hale then locked in the Kimura lock. Looks like Thea Hale's been working on that move, and made Cora Jade tap out. And Thea Hale has won the match. Even Doug Hudson's like, what the heck is going on? Heritage Cup title was on the line, and we're going to go back to the British Rounds rules because here's the deal. Noam Dar probably faking an injury. I don't know what the heck he's doing. He was on crutches. He said, my man Oro Mensah, the metaphor, will fill in for me. I'm like, oh, great. It's going to be... all right. British Rounds matchup. So... let's see. The British Rounds. Let's see if I can. Okay, let me just. I've always loved the British. The British Rounds rules. I love it when they bring some kind of different style to the States, and this is really, really cool. Suffering an injury. So here's the deal. All right, history, and here we go. Here's how the British Rounds rules match works. Matches consist of 6 3-minute rounds with 20-second breaks between each round. Matches 2 out of 3 falls. Falls can be won by pinfall, submission, or count. Once a fall occurs, the round ends. The match ends once a wrestler has won 2 falls. In the event of disqualification or knockout, the match instantly ends without the need for 2 falls. All 6 rounds are completed. Whoever's at end falls wins the matchup, but in the event there's a tie, the champion retains the tie. So, this was a heck of a matchup, and it got off quickly. In fact, this is the shortest British Rounds matchup ever, and I will tell you why in just a complete second here. So here's how this all went down. First round, Nathan Frazier picked up the first round victory. Oro Mensah picked up the second round. Nobody won in the third round, so it went round number 4. Now, during the fourth round, Jakara Jackson Lash Legend was trying to get involved, but then Yulisa Leon and Valentina Feroz even the score, and even the score, so to speak. It distracted Oro Mensah, and Noam Dar couldn't do anything. He's on crutches. Nathan Frazier ended up picking the victory, and Nathan Frazier is your new NXT Heritage Cup champion. Congratulations to Nathan Frazier. I like that guy. Hard-hitting home troops, a very entertaining young man. He's trained by Seth freaking Rollins. You got it. He's well on his way. Trust me on this one. Meanwhile, JC Jane complained about Wyatt Valkyria eliminating her from the Battle Royal from last week. Lola Vice and Elektra Lopez kind of like wondered. He better not underestimate. But then Lola Vice and Elektra Lopez came up because I like you. Say, hey, likewise, I think we should stick together on this. So we've seen them team up a lot on Level Up. So this is a huge opportunity. Mr. Stone talks to Von Wagner, and Dijak interrupts them, and he says, "You've been in." Talking about the gorgeous psychiatrist that Von Wagner he's been seeing, and he goes, "You talked to her all about Perpetua?" "No, I didn't talk to Perpetua. Come on, who can you trust? I can trust you." So that's a start. So Dijak interrupted them. I like to see Dijak and Wagner. They're almost like the same height. Come on, let's get this match happening. Speaking of big guys fighting, the handicap matchup. Axiom Scripts handicapped against Dabba-Kato, and ended up picking up the victory. Surprisingly, I thought Dabba-Kato will probably make quick work of these guys, but these guys were flying around and hitting them from all 8 different directions, and that's probably what got Dabba-Kato off balance. And Axiom Scripts could be another team in the making. And speaking of teams, while they were celebrating Axiom Scripts picking up the victory over Dabba-Kato, Los Otarios made their presence felt in NXT and blindsiding them. And I gotta tell you, man, there is the tag team division of NXT is really, really heating up. Now with Axiom Scripts joining forces and Los Otarios, let's go. Let's make that match happen. Meanwhile, Channing Stacks Lorenzo is trying to figure out who has been ratted on Tony D'Angelo. He believes it's Gallus. I'll tell you one thing: you add the family, you add Gallus, and it gets when you got the Creed brothers going on, it gets even crazier. Trust me on this one. Meanwhile, Duke Hudson and Thea talk about celebrating, and then Tiffany Stratton goes, "Yeah, well, in my world, in my story, the underdog never wins." So, kind of disrespecting Thea Hale. Charlie Dempsey and Drew Gulak interrupt them as well. Say, "Hey, you have to stay focused. You got to say, we're going to do a pep rally." They're doing a pep rally because we got to stay focused and all that. And you know what? I'm going to keep training. I'm going to work on that Kimura lock. I'll tell you what, it gets wrestling, professional wrestling, sports entertainment gets crazier and crazier by the moment. Trust me on this one, folks. It is not to be trifled with, man. Let me tell you. So, anyways, and then Malik Blade, Idris, and No Faye went one-on-one. Blade picked up the victory, and Idris and No Faye says, "Listen, your birthday's April 26th. I love you, man." They hug. While Hank Walker, Tank Ledger was watching on at ringside, so were Brooks and Jensen. And so as they were all hugging and high-fiving, Booker T announced that a triple threat match involving all 3 teams that were in the ring while they're celebrating. There'll be a number 1 contenders match. Whoever wins faces Gallus the week after in night 2 of the NXT Gold Rush for the championships. And all 3 teams started brawling, and then the Los Lotarios was looking on. And Kelly Kincaid interview, "Why are you here?" "Because we want in on the action. This is what it's all about." I said, you got Axiom Scripts, you got the Creed brothers, the family, if they get it, when they get back together after the underboss, Channing Stacks Lorenzo decides to spring Tony, the Don of NXT, Tony D'Angelo. This is going to be one tag team division, man. It's going to get crazy. Axiom Scripts, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. And we're going to add more tag teams to the main roster, man. It's going to be crazy. Creed brothers. You got the Dyad. This is going to be something else. Well, David Kemp complains to the referee about his match against Eddie Thorpe last week, and then he starts pushing around everything. You're going to pick on referees now? I'll tell you what. I'll challenge you to a matchup, any kind of match you want, you name it. So I'll think about it. So the other referee goes, "All right, let's go." So Blair Davenport was walking around the NXT parking lot, cut a promo on how she hurt Nikita Lyons, Wendy Chu, and Sol Ruka. And then she jumped Roxanne Perez, which prompted Roxanne Perez to fight Pam Paxley one-on-one. Roxanne Perez beats her, and then she addresses Davenport after the match, saying, I'm gonna see to it that I hurt you and I beat you. And that's a promise. So she's determined to beat up on Blair Davenport. Going to be interesting to see how things work. Meanwhile, Gigi Dolan was sniveling at Kiana James, and for good reason too. And Kiana James did disrespect Gigi Dolan, and then Fallon Henley goes Battle Royal, and she goes, "Yeah, I can't stand Kiana James." And I think both of these ladies have one thing in common: Miss Kiana James. The enemy and my enemy is my friend. And I'll tell you what, Miss Kiana James, you got a bullseye on your back now. Because Gigi Dolan, another curvaceous, voluptuous beauty of a redhead is coming after you. And believe me, you don't want to mess with G.G. Dolan. Meanwhile, Lucian Price and Bronco Nemo promo. That's another tag team coming in. I'm telling you right now. The tag team titles are going to get stacked. The tag team division in NXT is going to get stacked to the gills, man. Trust me on that one. And then the number one contenders matchup. It will be Ilya Dragunov and Baron Corbin. And Baron Corbin ended up winning the matchup. Bron Breakker grabs Dragunov out and brawls with him. Meanwhile, Carmelo Hayes was brawling with Baron Corbin after the match. And that's where it stands right now. And Carmelo Hayes stands tall as your NXT champion. So a lot of craziness is going on. I mean, if I were Bron Breakker, I would focus on trying to, as much as I'm a big fan of Ilya Dragunov, Bron Breakker better be focusing on, hey, Seth freaking Rollins, man. This is the biggest match of your career, man. Who knows for sure what's going to happen in that matchup. And trust me on this one, it's going to be a heck of a gold rush. So you're going to see a new another thumbnail considering NXT. As will be a gold rush. There'll be 2 nights, night 1 and night 2. So that is all the time we have. Episode 640 of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Upcoming next, it will be another episode of the Joker's Wild Wednesday. It'll be episode number 40 of that. So until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, please take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget production. And in association with A Sweet Bowl for Raving Dingleberries Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another great episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Until the next episode, goodbye for now.